So if there's one thing that you need to know about Vancouver, especially if you're traveling there for the first time, it's that it is expensive. Everything from owning to renting to going out, it is not cheap. But as someone that's grown up here my whole life, I'm gonna show you guys some travel hacks on how to travel Vancouver on the cheap. And make sure you stick around to the end of the video because I'm gonna do a full breakdown of the cost of 24 hours in Vancouver so you can get a better idea of what you're gonna be looking at when you're there. All right, so I just got into the Cambie. I'm in my room here. I'm in a 4-bed dorm, as you can see behind me. And we've got a little bit of view of downtown here. I can kind of see the water from here. I can see the mountains. I'll show you around here a little bit. So generally when you get a room like this, it'll be sort of 2 bunk beds, super simple, easy. We got lockable storage here. You can put your bags in. We got our charging. Obviously got the washrooms, showers outside, all that. So just gonna get my stuff put away and then we're gonna head outside. It's super nice out today and we're gonna find something fun to do. Now, if you have done any research on Vancouver, you probably know that for a lot of the year here, we get a lot of rain. We get a lot of gray days. It kind of sucks, but once it starts to get into the spring and the summertime, we get a lot of the nicer days. As you can see behind me, we get blue sky, and it's so beautiful out. Now, one of the things that you need to do when you come in the spring or summertime and the weather is really nice is you need to go see Stanley Park. It is a beautiful, huge, large park just right outside the city that is right on the ocean around all sides. And they have what's called the seawall that goes all the way around, which is sort of a walking, biking path. And the best way to do it is on a bicycle, which is exactly what we have done here. I got myself an e-bike for the next couple hours to go check out the seawall and see Stanley Park. Let's go check it out. All right, so we're here at the first viewpoint at the lighthouse here, and as you can see, it's just an absolutely gorgeous view. We've got the Lionsgate Bridge in the back there, and this is the whole coastline of Stanley Park. It's only a small portion of it too. All right, just stop and take a little break here before we head back to go and return the bike, but I have to say, after doing it now, it is absolutely worth the time and money. It's not that expensive, and you can definitely make it around the entire seawall in the rental period with your e-bike or whatever cycle you want to rent, or even a scooter. And if you rent it long enough, you can even even stop there, and you can spend some time at the beach as well. So just checking out the menu here, some things are 15 bucks, some things are like 11 or 12 bucks on here. It's pretty good. And they had a special 4 bucks a can for Labatt Blue. So that's a pretty good deal in Vancouver. All right, so just left the Moose a little while ago. Bill ended up being, I think, $25 after tax and tip for a burger and fries. And it was a big burger too, like it was really filling. And also their beer special, which was their Labatt Blue can, which was only 4 bucks. So 25 bucks is pretty good to get a big lunch at a pub, because most pubs or bars in Vancouver, you'd be looking at probably $20 more than that just to get the same thing somewhere else. So definitely a good recommendation. All right, so I'm just back at the Cambie here, just enjoying their happy hour beer. I'm gonna be seeing my friend later. He's coming downtown and we're gonna hang out for a bit later, but for now I'm just taking a little bit of a break. So one thing to note about the Cambie, if you are wanting to maybe meet up with some people and go out for drinks, have a night on the town, is that the Cambie, the drink prices here, if you get their specials, is like literally half price of what you're gonna pay anywhere else. Like in some places, in some cases, like less than half price. So definitely another great option of why you should just stay here. The bar is just downstairs, and then you can just stumble upstairs back to your bed later on. Cheers, buddy. Cheers, buddy. Alright, so let's do the full price breakdown for the 24 hours in Vancouver. So First of all was the Cambie. Now, the Cambie was nice enough to put me up for the night for free in exchange for doing some video work for them, which was very nice of them. But the room that I had specifically, I was looking on booking.com, it is $60 a night, and that got you a 4-bed dormitory with like 2 bunk beds, so you get one of the beds in there. Now for lunch on the first day, I went to a small pub called The Moose, which is like the coolest little like dive bar in Vancouver. It's just off of the Granville Strip. And I had a pretty big burger and fries there actually. And I had one of their beer specials, and that came out to, after tax and tip, $25, which is actually not too bad for lunch at a pub in the city. Now the e-bike rental was only $21, which is really good. It's really affordable. But I would say that if you were there for your first time and renting a bike, you probably want to rent it a little longer. That 1 hour is about just enough time to kind of do the whole Stanley Park loop on the seawall and then bring the bike back. But I would say if you're renting it and you wanted to go out and see a bunch of things for the day, I would maybe look at like 2 or 3 hours for that. Now, in order to get to that bike shop where I did the rental, it was kind of on the other side of the city, so I just decided to take an Uber over. That Uber was $8.43. After I was done, I decided to just Uber back to the Cambie where I was staying. The second Uber was $7.90. And when I got back to the Cambie, I had plans to meet up with a friend who I hadn't seen in a while, so we just stayed at the Cambie Bar downstairs below the hostel, which is a really cool, also kind of a dive bar. It's been there forever. It's a ton of fun, especially on the weekends. They have live music, they've got great drink specials, great food specials. It's an awesome place to hang out. So him and I caught up, we had some dinner and we had some drinks, and after tax and tip, that came to $36.78. Now after that, it was kind of a little later in the evening and I wasn't really done for the night. I wanted to go somewhere that was nearby, but was just something that was really cool, a lot of fun to just go hang out and kind of had chill vibes. So I decided to go to one of my favorite live music venues in Gastown, which is a place called Gilton Co. It's a really cool little looking place on the inside. It has almost like a little jazz lounge vibe to it, and they have all different genres of music that play there. One really cool thing also with the Gilton Co. is that they also charge a fee for everyone depending on how many sets you want to watch from the band, and it's $7 per set, and that money goes directly to the band, which is really cool. As a musician myself, I think that's really cool. I think that that's a really fair way to help pay your artists and compensate them. So I only stayed for, I think, 2 sets, so it ended up being $14 out of my bill, and then had a couple drinks as well. Now this is kind of a little bit more of a bougie place, and so the drinks are not going to be the cheapest. They're going to be a little more on the high end, but after tax and tip, that came to $41.77. But like I said, that is also with the fee of paying the musicians as well. Now, last but not least, I'm not usually too hungry in the morning. I just wanted something kind of fast and easy and cheap, so I just went to Subway and just got a small sub there, and that came to $5.24. So that brings us to our grand total for 24 hours in Vancouver, which is $206.12. So like I said, certainly not the cheapest place in the world, but if you're on a vacation or you're only there for a few days, it's not too bad. And the other thing to keep in mind is that it's up to you how often you want to go out and where you want to go out. You could focus more on going and doing the free things like going to the beach or going to the park or wherever you want to go. So $206, say you're staying there for a weekend, so it's 2 nights, theoretically double that. So, you know, you'd be looking at $412 for a weekend, but that would only be if you're wanting to go out and do things in the evening and, you know, buy food, buy drinks, and do all that. So I hope this helps. If you feel like it did and you got some value out of this, I'd really appreciate a subscribe and a like, and share it with somebody that might get some value out of it as well. So we'll see you in the next one.